tell you, so my good friend Brian, 1,001. I am going to challenge you to go after that number, to build your database. Why? Your end game. Like I did pick my mom up last night, 77 years old. She went to Europe. They just got back, and I asked her for one thing. 77 years old. My stepdad was just in trouble. They walk all over the place. They did a cruise and we come off and got. She said, I wish we were. Well, my mom does work by choice, and she'll probably sell real estate forever. But let me ask this question. Can you leave your business for 3 to 6 months? You can. I'm looking right. Yes, you know, I'm looking right. Yeah. He's like, no, you can't. No. You ask yourself, can you leave your business for a day? You are working for your family. So we sacrifice time with our family to come to do what we do best, right? Work. So are you on track for your plan for the long term? When are you? Do you look to retire? I don't like that word, first of all. I rewire. You want to do work by choice, not necessity. So what is your gap in your passive income? What does that look like? Everybody knows a passive income, right? You can't work for months. We're all one doctor's visit away. Not to make this a morbid conversation. We are. We don't know what the world looks like, right? So what does that look like? So I was going to mention that. Caravan.
Yes.
They're back. Oh, so for the rookies or who've only been in the business 1 to 2 years, you have no idea. Gotcha. I see you out the corner of my eye. I got perfect vision right at you. I need to stop. So you're gonna zip and interrupt a pause. I said, Edward, I am so sorry. I mentioned 1,001 and I mentioned Brian, and I know you have something mentioned too.
I texted him Friday morning and said, "Do license plates?" And he goes, "Sure, when do you want it?" And I was like, "Well, you know, whenever." So Friday afternoon, it was ready, but he brought it to his team meeting to me today. So all I did was send him my logo, this is going on the front of the car, and you all know I have KWH on the back.
Yeah, so this is what I'll say to
We
you.
can do it for you.
What y'all might not know, we sell more luxury and more commercial than any other brokerage. Y'all don't know that, right? But you know, there's specialty brokers that say they do. Here's the question. You say, Mike, that's great. What would you do if I take a $2 million listing? Call Brian and say, hey man, I got it. Let's go. Brian's going to produce for you the most incredible marketing pieces ever. Right then. Rachel, didn't you order something from him? And he said 24 hours, 40 hours. Is it not right?
Well, yeah, when I wanted them, I said I could come pick them up. He's like, no, that's okay. I'll just bring them in. So they're done.
Right. So
They were done in like 10 minutes.
convenience, he's got you. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the things he is doing right now. It's changing. We had an opportunity, came by the house the other day and we talked about those things. Jaime, come on in. If you want, Jaime, if you come in, please. If you would like, you can pull a chair right there next to her dad. Seems like they're waiting on you. Let's get here, everybody. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Agent Caravan. Kimberly, it is all you.
I'm so excited. You guys, this is,
Can you stand up?
okay, sorry.
Everybody needs to see you.
This is a great house on Golden Bridge and market. I can't sell it. So I'm I'm rallying the troops to come. The Great Shelter Mortgage is bringing us lunch today. So come by and please fill out a feedback sheet and help me tell the seller what you guys see. I want to know what you see, new and old. And this is the way, when you're having a hard time selling a house, this is the best way to talk to your seller with a bunch of agents and their feedback. And this seller will do what you guys are going to suggest. So it's a great opportunity. And I will repay the favor for anybody who has an open house, agent caravan.
Yeah, so let's have this conversation. So some of you, this is foreign language, like, what is an agent caravan? Well, I did 7th grade Buckhead Brokers on career day. I'm now 52, or will soon be 52. So 7th grade, I don't know how old I was. And I had no idea that I'd be getting into real estate in Atlanta. at Agent Caravans, we're gonna go, we're gonna look at the house. You're gonna give her ideas or thoughts that she can give to her seller to get this thing moved.
Yes.
Condition, price, and the last thing, location.
Speaking
Keep
of,
coming order.
location, Holcomb Bridge, so there is a commercial gravel parking door that the company next door is allowing us to use. We're gonna put signs at that parking lot. Please park in there, don't try to get in and out on Holcomb Bridge, which is one of our feedbacks. And then we'll have signs directing you to the house, but it's literally, you can see the house right there. Seller.
Great location, great opportunity to get to the airport quick.
Oh, yeah, it's great. I love that. And a shout out to Phoenix, who I don't think is here, and Sharon. I don't know Sharon's last name. I don't see her. Both of those ladies are new agents within the last few months, and they showed up at my open house with their name tags on, just going out, looking at open houses. And that's what I love. They were working. They don't have any clients yet, but I was really proud of both of those ladies for coming.
Yeah, she's second generation Phoenix. Starting her mom used to be here with us
Her mom's
years
a good
ago.
friend of mine.
I love it, love it, love it.
Thank
All
you
right,
for
so,
coming.
who's sponsoring it?
Shelter. I did Hunter, Matt,
And
Renee,
Renee.
and, they're bringing lunch, so.
Renee's like the thing today. She knows. I'm not the choice, I like Renee better. Okay. I tell me something good. I told y'all one, I want to thank everybody. Ryan, we've been talking about you. What you got to say?
Had my insurance quoted from Red Oak. And my husband and I are like quadrupling our coverage, adding an umbrella policy. And we are going to save almost $4,000 a year, and we were with USAA.
So Dolan and Andrew with Oak Insurance is who you had them quoted. Yeah, what I learned from Brett Tanner, he said you should always be looking at your partners, right? Whether it be your CPA, your insurance, you should be every year shopping it for the best you can do, and umbrellas are so important.
He said, that's a lot of boats.
A lot of boats means a lot of liability. I don't think of boats, I think of liability, someone falling, get hurt, and then you'll have to do a lot of luxury items for us. Yeah. So thank you for all you do for us. You make us better, so thank you. Who else? What you got, Joe? And then I'm gonna go Mercedes, go ahead.
I had open house last weekend, got an offer already on the contract.
Nice.
I'm not screaming, y'all think I'm screaming, I am deaf and I can hear, oh, I get this loud. My tongue's loud.
We're used to
But,
it.
okay, you're okay, but you're used to it, right?
Yeah.
I'm just missing the spit, that's all he said. Oh, so you held an open house, you got your offer, did you get any unrepresented buyers?
No,
Was any buyer, how many buyers should have come through?
I had only a total of 8 in the 2 days.
It's so funny, I love how like total of 8, like people get 20, 30, that's called normal.
Well, I've been open house 2 weeks before, and the day it rained, the one day on Saturday before rain, I got 8 people out on one day for a house, so it was as good as the house I'm pro.
Yeah. Here's my challenge to y'all, go out in these neighborhoods or selling these houses and knock the neighborhood or put flyers out. Write that great door hanger, something to generate more business. Elizabeth, no, Mercedes, you just out there.
I joined they go to Chapman.
I gotta thank Enrique, so you guys, and welcome to the team.
Yay.
How long have you been in real estate? You don't mind me asking that question.
Well, my first real estate thing was in 2000.
2000,
Yeah, I bought a house.
23 years. This is a year of 23. Hey, congratulations on that as well. Well, welcome to the team. Welcome to the team. So now that we're doing that, if you've joined Cat North in the last month, please stand up and tell us about yourself. Steven, go ahead.
Brand new as in North Atlanta, so this is my 6th year in real estate. Came here because of Mike and a couple other folks. Looking forward to working with you guys, and it's great to be here.
You want to change the narrative. He did not come here because of me. He came here from the opportunity to grow his business. And about me. Let's go. You look so caked up. I just think you look. You have the realtor friend shirt on.
Yeah, at Amazon. All right, hello, everyone. My name is Margesha. I am currently a business owner in the cosmetic industry. My fiance has been in real estate for 20 years, so fix and flips, investing, property management, all of it. And I said, you know what? I think I want to hop in there. So I'm just kind of hopping in, and I've got plenty of recommendations to come here. Number one was John Claude. And so I'm excited to take advantage of the opportunity.
Welcome to. Love it, love it, love it. I love your entrepreneur spirit. Love it. That's where we thrive. If you watch, look at my Facebook. You know. All right, let's go ahead.
They're online.
Is he on here?
Yep. Breakfast sponsors.
Donnie.
There you go.
He's like.
We're here. We're here. We're here. Can you hear us? A little bit of a lag, but I'm gonna go speak just in case you can hear us and we can't hear y'all. But not, it's kind of frozen. Awesome.
You're not. We are eating your food and we thank you. Can you hear that?
I have no idea.
We'll be there next week to see you guys in person.
Yeah.
And we're teaching a class next month as well. So we'll see you guys soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Plant inspections. Thank you so much, both of you.
Absolutely. Please, y'all attend our CE classes. I think it's May 8th. It's red flags. It's going to be an awesome class. I really look forward to teaching that class to you guys and serving y'all. If y'all ever need anything, just give us a call.
I'll put our information in the chat too.
All right. Thank y'all. Yeah. And I tell you, I gotta stop them on Facebook. And they're everywhere in every real estate.
We will be everywhere. That's the wrong number.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. All right.
Thank you,
Thank you, guys.
Here, Vince, let's just jump right into Kelly. Maxine is in his house. Back in the day, baby. Maxine, how are you this morning? Hiring a specialist, it's an attorney extraordinaire. Say that one more time because everybody has 1,001 in their database, they're going to tell us today about what you said. This is one more time. If it shows up, that's how it's happening. It's been sold, but the current. It's been sold recently.
pretty much everything that got sold.
Even sold after January is not gonna be.
And the assessments based on. Two previous years.
Yes, you need that.
However, not. It's all based on last.
Everything's based on.
Prior year, right? So because a lot of people get confused with that and they think wrong. Yeah, so what we're selling for and what it sold for last year are two completely different things.
Correct, correct. Yes, this is only a percentage of what they're going to be using in order to factor into the market value of the home and the tax bill that'll be coming out at the end of the year, just a percentage of it, okay?
Maxine, thank you very much. Tax guy, go ahead.
Calls about the assessments, I guess, they have increased.
Said.
And people are asking me to pull comps and this and that, and is there anything you can recommend for appealing? So, do you know if a tax exemption is gonna be applied? Because that will decrease it if it's not ready on the record, like if they're filing for a homestead.
Yeah, these are probably client, I mean, not even clients, really, they're just.
Future clients.
Here's the funny part.
They can start to appeal it at this time. So if they do want to go ahead and start the process, they can start appeal.
But on that tax appeal, it's basic, it says, it doesn't really say it says 2023 value. It doesn't really tell these people their assessment, I mean, their increase.
Right.
You know, if they're directing their neighbor or so forth, try to see it. So
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you had any. I mean, it's like 35%. I mean, these are.
Well, I mean, have you not been at parties lately and you're all excited because the value of your house is gone up, but when the tax man says, you go, wait a minute. This is the conversation that's been had. I'm just telling you, I know, I've heard it 5 million times. Like, I'm so excited. Well, I will tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen, your house is worth zero until you sell it. Zero. So, and if you, especially if you were, you have it on Airbnb or you're doing a long-term rental, gives what your house is worth. Because it's what the rental rates are. So it doesn't matter. You matter of fact, when I left the taxman, well, we're all happy because everything's going up 35%. So the tax man's gonna get bigger. I don't know what the millage rate is. Is that?
Right, we don't know that yet. That's
So
not
that's
gonna,
okay.
right, that hasn't come out, so that also
It
causes
should be on the
confusion.
county website.
But they haven't voted on the
they-
mill rate yet.
Okay, they haven't updated it.
No,
yet.
That's fine.
It's not
It's
even-
gonna happen, right?
Correct, the hope is that it's gonna change, but some of it also is, folks, go to the property tax, the county that you're
Website.
looking at.
Yeah.
Look at the county tax assessor's site, look at the county property commissioner's site, sorry.
Yeah, tax commissioner.
I need more coffee, right? Like, and see what our people are seeing, just like we go out and look at what are our folks seeing when they are getting ready to sell. Look at these sites and have an idea of what they're seeing so that you can understand and then explain it to them. And explain it, because your assessment came in at 1 million. Okay, well, the mill rate may not be the same as it was last year.
Right.
Correct.
Right? They've got more houses, we've got more, they still have to work out the budget. It's just another time of confusion, yet it's another opportunity for us to talk to our clients.
Yeah, you gotta be well educated. well
Research, we gotta do the research.
I'm with you. Sandy, one more question. We gotta move on.
I was just gonna say, caution your buyers or caution your clients when they want to just throw an appeal out there, because I just helped a friend of mine, a neighbor of mine. It ended up okay, but he had to go to a hearing.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes they'll just change it, but he had to go to a hearing and he was freaked out about the whole thing. We worked together. He ended up winning his appeal. But if they are not aware that they're, they think they're just gonna throw it out there and they're gonna save money. And it's not always the case.
Well, I love you, but any more questions, they gotta call you.
Okay.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, Maxine. I need Hunt Dog. I need Renee and I need Hyman. Behind you, I'm serious. I'm in this. I want to say, before they get started, how much I appreciate them. Because we really appreciate this lady, and I called her my lady, wait a minute. When Jaime speaks, I listen. And so we're excited to see you. We're saving the best for last. And that's why I want to bring you up. I want to say thank you. What you asked for, you shall receive. Hey, all right, so you all know I normally start out with rates, not this morning. So I'm gonna preface this before I introduce. About a year and a half ago, I started hearing whispers of a woman named Nancy Scheibel, okay? And there's this kind of new position in shelter or role that she had stepped in with shelter that was called a loan partner. And I'm hearing this from all different loan officers, how this woman is just unbelievable. She's efficient. Her support with loan officers than anyone's ever experienced, right? So getting pushed back to underwriting managers who've had 30 years of experience, that type of stuff, and just extremely knowledgeable. Recently, come to find out, there's a little bit of an opening, and with Onward expanding and the projection of volume increasing, we got the opportunity to interview and potentially bring over Nancy over to our team, and it has been solidified for the last week and a half. So we're getting things rolled in. So just wanted to go over, Nancy's going to be stepping in as a loan partner for us. So she's on the support role. Really what this position does is it helps with documentation. So a lot of times we're getting people through fast track, getting them pre-underwritten. She has as much knowledge. She's been in the business for 23 years. We basically have an underwriter as our application comes in. She's reviewing tax returns. We're not having to wait for an underwriter to go through after 2, 3, 4 days. And she's already caught a couple of things. I like to be pretty knowledgeable. She said, hey, Matt, watch out for this, or hey, this may give a little bit better rate. And it's been a week and a half, so extremely exciting. Just a couple key points for her. She's been in the business for 23 years in wholesale and retail. She has been a processor, underwriter, closer, and she's a licensed loan officer. She's been a loan partner for the past 10 years, supported almost 100 million in production last year. Was the lead support for a group of loan officers that were preferred lenders with builder accounts. In 2019, they closed 175 million in volume. And I like this one. I asked her for a couple of points. She said she's been in some customer facing roles since she was 16 years old when she started waiting tables at Denny's. Only negative, and there's always good, and then there's bad, right? So she's a damn fan. Actually, not here. Yeah, and personally, I think you mentioned 3 cats, 3 dogs, and 3 children.
Yeah. 3 cats, 3 dogs, 3 kids, and I love to cook.
Let's go around. And anybody calling in, they've got support behind them now. I love it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yes, and then just real quick, popping into rates. So last week started out increasing and then pulled back. So far this week, we've had some pretty good movement. Today, I think is a pretty positive day. National average as of Monday was 6.5%. I'm going to reiterate, May 3rd is when the Fed speaks, and they are expecting for it to be the last rate hike. That potentially could shoot rates down. Once that news comes out, it's the last rate hike, rates should start decreasing. And then the last thing I wanted to go over, can we pull up the LPA? So who saw on social media that people with higher credit scores were going to start getting higher interest rates than lower? Hey, who shot you all weekend? Yes. Video going, what is this? Okay. Yes, the next one. Oh, should have one more.
Okay. Okay, just a minute.
Okay, but bottom line is this is the first time there's been a change since 2009 on how conventional loans make adjustments per credit scores. Okay, there's brackets.
This is not a situation where lower FICO score borrowers are now getting better credit, or excuse me, better interest rates. What's happened is they've made adjustments for credit scores under 680 to where it's more affordable. So the gap between a 760 and a 660 credit score, they're not getting a point higher interest rate. They may be getting half of a point. So this is just helping affordability for lower FICO score borrowers and only pertains to conventional loans. So this is not FHA, VA, jumbo, non-QM.
You know, my aha behind this, and y'all talked about this, is aha for all of us. Get off freaking social media, because everybody will make their narrative, whether what side you're on. And the question is it their truth or is it the truth? Right. And so that's why I said that both of y'all speaking going, hey, what is this? And they go, this is the truth. So who saw their video yesterday? Like you had to see it, and that was so uncomfortable in the background. I told you, get it out there, expose it for what it is, because you are what I'm gonna call the truth. So thank you.
One on top of that, they announced that in January. It went into effect on March 1st. All loans that have been locked since then, it's already impacted that loan. So I have no idea why the news broke this weekend, but there's clearly some other reason why they decided to push it out.
So you're saying they're not charging people with a better credit score a little bit more?
So they've made adjustments, 720 and then 740 did have a little bit of a negative adjustment. But overall, it's not as big of an impact as what they were communicating. So I saw 1.75% increase for someone who is in excellent, and then, you know, the 680 or below was getting a credit. That's not accurate.
So only 720 to 740 is affected. They've gone up a little bit.
So
let's
Pull that up.
I only have the two.
yeah, just the first one.
You know, and I get it, we need to understand it, but yet, is it really going, are we gonna go and tell every borrower, hey, this is what's going on? And I'll tell you this, we can call it whatever we want. This is my opinion, and I'll share that. We have a homeless problem, and we can help somebody. I think we got hit in 08 when I lost everything, because we gave loans that, heck, I have friends that would get, they would just let one house go and buy another one. Like, they didn't even have a job. I'm like, wait a minute, how, okay, we'll see, and then we saw that world. But helping affordability for people that have been hit by something, it's okay,
Yeah,
we're blessed.
I agree. If they started increasing debt to income ratio and then people being able to afford a house at 70% debt to income as opposed to 50, that's when we should be concerned. This is really just helping people. But this chart shows what adjustment it hit. So these are add-ons to the standard price. Okay, so if you see a number there, 0 means flat line, that's going to be the lowest interest rate or bar. Anything up, so 0.125 down to here is obviously the largest adjustment. Anything at 639 at 80 to 85%, that's where they're going to see the biggest increase in their interest rate. So as you can tell, someone who's got a 780, 760, they're getting better interest rates than somebody down the ladder.
Yeah, anybody been in the used car business before? Anybody bought a new car? And they came back with your rate of 5%, you know they have a couple percent they can play with, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know that if you want a 4%, you can get it.
Yeah.
Just, you know, so they can play with this stuff. But I think just hearing from the experts is awesome, so I appreciate y'all sharing that with us. Absolutely. I don't know what you got.
So I got a couple good touching points for you guys with your clients. So they are saying the Fed's rate hiking has hurt way more than just home buyers, because according to Kelly's Blue Book, thanks to higher car loan rates, like you just mentioned, the average car payment is now $800 and it's doubled over the last 3 years. Credit card rates are also now above 20% on average, up sharply from 14% last March. So many homeowners are carrying car loans, high credit card debt, maybe student loans or, college payments for their kids, sometimes even HELOCs. So when these rates do drop back down into the 5% range, these would be prime candidates for a cash out refinance with all the equity that they've made over the past few years on their home. So just another touching point for you guys on some clients that may not be moving, but you may want to touch base with them. Another touch point is that there's a statistic that came out that 50% of millennials have just crossed the 50% home ownership rate. So 50% more millennials can buy a home. average age of marriage being pushed back into the early thirties. They're starting families later and buying homes later. So there's an ongoing misconception that 20% is needed for the down payment. So another critical touch point that 3 or 3.5% is all that is needed to buy a home. And then Nikki, you got one more slide just with existing home sales as compared to mortgage rates. So this just shows the comparison. This is 2021, right under where it says record 2022, and then where we're at 2023 right here. As you can see, the existing home sales have gone down as the mortgage rates go up. So we're expecting hopefully these rates to climb back down into this range here in the next several months, and hopefully we see these existing home sales come up along with that downward trend. Phenomenal. Yeah, that's all we got.
So I'm just gonna hit the highlights for me, because I know Mike's short on time. Do come to the agent caravan. I'll be there. I'm leaving in a few minutes to go pick up the food, so it'll be a lot of fun. May 11th, Red Day Happy Hour this year is gonna be right here at La Feria. You have several sponsors, us, O'Kelly, McMichael, and Atlanta All Inspections. We're very excited about that. May 24th, Nat is teaching a CE here, the first time we've done this, so please turn out for that. The media will come out for that soon. May 25th, we have a special class about how to set up and run a client appreciation event. I expect this one to be packed. So Hunter and Emily from Michael Gray and Nina are gonna be our three presenters for that class. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, and then just, if you can, tomorrow there's a GLG event. Aaron Kaufman, if you know who he is with the KW Effect, is speaking in North Atlanta. They expect to pack out, if you can't join in person, online too, so.
So yes, and we have a little bit of a conflict because we have, Michael and Greg
Oh.
doing the construction, so you pick and choose, but tomorrow, put that on your calendar. Aaron Kaufman is the guru of profit share, what he basically made his career in doing. And then, the series, it's been a 3-part series with Randy and Michael and new construction, and it's a sellout too.
You
So
can't, either way you go, you're
that-
gonna be
we
good.
got- can do them all, so we got here and there.
Yep, sounds good. All right, I'll see y'all at the caravan.
Thank you, Renee. Let's touch on that. So what are we gonna do for Red Day so that we can go and celebrate it as our people?
We're gonna go celebrate, so everybody needs to contribute, so that we can go celebrate. Families First and Northwest Ministries, so, Families First, again, I sound like a broken record, we're doing the brunch or a luncheon for the mothers, small gift for the moms. The thing is, I have gotten $835 so far, and I wanna shout out to Brian, who's like a man of the hour today. He just handed me $100 cash, and he's not an agent in the office. He's one of our greatest vendors, one of our alliance partners. And Cheryl Christensen, I got box after box from her the other day. So they're our alliance partners. And this is supposed to be our agents that are giving back. So if you can, I mean, you don't have to do it on Amazon. You know, Chuck Scott came to me afterwards and he goes, Alice, I can get it for 30 cents less a can at Walmart. I'm like, go do it, bring it in. If you don't have time to shop, Terry said this a million times, if you don't have time to shop, give me money, give me a gift card, I'll go do it. But if you have it in your heart to give a little bit to the people that need it. So that is Families First. We're doing the backpack, school supplies and backpacks. And what I'm hoping, I was going to call her in hopes that we could go and actually assemble the backpacks, but right now I don't even have enough contributions to ask her if we can go today.
So how much contribution do you need?
There's a wish list on Amazon. They need backpacks, they need school supplies. Look at the wish list, and if you can get it cheaper at Walmart, go get it at Walmart.
Okay, so here is the call to action.
On wish list.
Here is the 2 QR codes.
You also have an email that has a link in it, you can click on however you want to do it. And then Northwest Ministries is the food that we're donating. Families First is the backpack and the school supply drive.
And then we also have
Frontline, which we will go, we sent an email with a link that you could sign up to help with that. So Frontline is We will go, Craven's, Doggett is, he's not here, very involved in that, on a regular basis. We will go, we get a little lesson in what to do, we'll assemble bags with, water, sandwiches, chips, lunch, food, snacks, whatever. Then we go out into the community in vans, they provide the vans, they take us out with police escorts. And we go out and give to the homeless, give lunches and give food to the homeless. It's,
Gang, you gotta do this thing. It's really, it'll open your eyes, like, it's unbelievable. So that's a good one.
I'm gonna step in. All three of them impact the community in a different way. Y'all know during COVID, there were kids that did not eat here in Norcross. So, I don't know, whether you've had a sale or not, I just know that we are blessed human beings, and how can we help others that don't have that opportunity, especially a child? And I always say, my favorite song, No Judgment on Country Music, Lou Bryant, You Don't Know Jack. And if you ever listen to that song, it'll change your life on homelessness. You don't know what that person is going through. You have no idea. And let them be the judge, the man above, that's where you should be the judge. And so it's our day that we give back. It's May 11th. That's what truly is why I love Keller Williams. There's no other day that I love more than this day, because we give back in honor of Bo Anderson, our vice president. It's her birthday, and we give back to the community that is so gracious to us. And so I am gonna challenge everybody in here to go in there. You can, if you can't, I understand that as well. Probably whatever, but let's go in there, and if you can't give money, give your time.
Give time. There's,
Hugs,
do the front line.
thanks, whatever it may be, just do it. And so, thank you, Allison, for simple on that. It means a lot to me. Yeah.
Clarify, because on there you have 9 to 1, and if you click on it, it says 11 to 2. So
It's supposed to be 9 to 1.
on the media, so just clarify.
We will, we'll talk to your grades, and we'll get that figured out.
Okay.
I have a feeling that's gonna be
Any other
great.
questions?
This gets delivered to you, right? Because I just put out.
It will come to me, or if you go get something, we're putting stuff, I have an office, so stuff's coming in and it'll go into my office here, or you can send it to my house, I have a lot of stuff to bring in, so.
Yeah, there's stuff up front.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe
not your, it doesn't have your address, it just says.
we added it last week.
Okay, well, it doesn't tell you.
That's weird, okay.
We'll figure it out, but anyway, you can bring it to the office, sit down, we'll make sure it gets to where.
Yes, it can go anywhere.
I don't see,
Yeah.
yeah, all right, so I don't see Kelly, is she on? I don't see Andrew, is he on?
And Dolan's on them.
Dolan, you're here? Dolan, come in, Dolan.
Earth to Dolan.
Dolan, you just got a huge shout out.
Sorry, Mike, I'm here. Sorry, Mike.
Mike, don't be sorry, you're good.
Mike, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can you hear us?
Sorry, everyone. I was trying to handle something in between this. Good morning, Dolan Jablonski, Oak Insurance. Hope everyone is doing well. I am filling in for Andrew this week. For those of you that don't know, he got married on April 15th.
It's so sad.
Yeah. Well, make sure you tell him that when you see him next week, when he's coming back. I'm just filling in for him while he's on his honeymoon. He will be back next Tuesday for your meeting. I want to say firstly also thanks to Brian Riggs for the compliment, and glad we could help him and give him some advice and counsel for his
I'll get you that
insurance.
mortgage number today, I'm sorry.
What's that?
Nothing.
It's a joke. It's all good.
Okay, sorry. But yes, thank you to Brian for calling out the agency and giving us a nice compliment. We always try to help, most importantly, the agents, and then also your clients, to make sure you guys are properly insured. And if we can provide cost savings along the way, that would be always ideal. So I know you guys are running short. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but good to speak to all of you. Hope everyone is doing very well.
Thank you, Dolan. So, yeah. So what I want to add in that is, can Dolan take 6 months off? Well, who you just heard from is the owner. Maybe never don't know who Dolan and Oak Insurance is, right? Brokers, they get you the best rates and they can get you. But yes, he can take off until Andrew gets married. But yeah, he can take off for 6 months. And the question I ask myself is all your business. can you take off and take a good vacation? Ruthie, come on back. Broker extraordinaire, house and we got the wedding. In her wedding. Tell us something good, Miss Ruth.
Oh, I was gonna tell you.
Oh, no.
Good. Like, obviously, listening to the name of the game, right? Everybody wants listening, and we need more. So that's one of the things I want to talk to you about today. But this is situations where sellers have not been so nice, and maybe have tried to wiggle out of things or not agree to what they agreed to, especially with your commission sometimes. So I did want to remind you that you are protected by the listing agreement. The listing agreement, and unfortunately, I didn't write down what page and number, but it says if the seller defaults, he owes you. He owes you for all your out-of-pocket expenses that you have incurred, and those would include things like copy, printing, mileage rate, all those things. So keep a record of what you're spending on your listing in case this ever happens to you. Or they just pull it out for no reason. You've got a listing agreement for 6 months and they say after you spent a bunch of money and had a bunch of open houses, we're gonna change our mind. Then you can say, well, wait a minute, you agreed to this. And if you've got good records, they will pay you. I know agents, they have paid because they changed their mind. Agent had done a lot of work. And so they pay the agent for the time. It won't be as much as commission, but at least you're protected by the listing agreement. So be sure you have a listing agreement as you're working. Another thing is some of the agents, and I've done this myself, is you put a stipulation in the listing agreement. The listing agreement said, this is what I want. If seller terminates this listing agreement during the listed period for any reason other than agent's default under the terms of the agreement, the seller shall owe the broker $500 in marketing fees.
Oh, can I interrupt? That's my MO. Yeah, Holder and Associates charges $1,500. Choose it what you want, but when you do the drone and you do the staging and you do your time is value, and what happens is we don't value ourselves and our time. And so it's in there. Husband and wife get divorced, they decide to get back together. Fantastic. We love marriages to get back together. But our time is valuable and you're going to pay this fee. Write a check. You write a check not to my LLC, you write a check to who? Thank you. Not anything. Yeah, it comes up sometime. Write it to Chat North and we're going to turn around and make sure you get the money, right? And everything runs through the brokerage. I get audited. Your file gets audited. That special certificate gets audited. It came through the brokerage.
Good, I don't want to go brokerage. So that was one thing. There is between the fee agreement and the form. So you can get your seller to pay a retainer fee, especially if you're listing a $2 million property and you're going to spend a lot of money on marketing. You can get the seller to contribute to your marketing. You just need to get this retainer fee.
You can pay for Brian up front. Say, look, I'm gonna collect $2,500. It's a $3 million property. They give that up front because you're gonna spend a lot of money up front on marketing. It's okay to do this stuff.
Yeah, it is okay. So you got my permission, my permission.
It's all. How you feel, baby? You get there and you just scared. You say, oh my God, it's $3 million. I see 90 grand.
So
Yeah, right, that's 3%.
brought up up here and down the bottom, you can see what the number is. It's 149.
F149. Right in there.
What is the paragraph that's in the purchase and sale agreement already, or the listing agreement, rather, what the paragraph you were quoting earlier?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't write that down. C on some page.
See, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you'll find it in there if you look for it. I'll look to see. So your listings are very important. So if you are going to advertise somebody else's listing, remember, you must ask that person for permission. Because we've had a situation where somebody advertised without permission, and that upsets the listing agent, right? But there is a way you can do it. You can buy IDX. IDX means that you have permission. I don't know, this is something that must have been worked out with them, unless all the brokers. Because IDX, you pay a lot of money for it, but you can put anybody's list. So these are some of the websites that you can go to and sign up to get IDX. There are agents in the office that do have it. And so if they're advertising your listing, they have permission, this right here. And I don't know which ones they have.
We have market leader for a while.
Yeah, some people do, and especially if you're just trying to get more listings and more, it helps, a lot. But it is expensive. I don't know what we used to do that. And I have to speak with people to get some ideas about prices, and man, have I been inundated with calls, call me back. But some of you may be familiar. So, Lucy, you want to say something?
And you have a free IDX website through Keller Williams, like as part of the command platform.
There's our tech director talking, I love it.
Every agent gets it with command.
Well, we'll have that conversation. So there you go. Ruth extraordinaire. I got Lucy on here, but I'm gonna bring Sam and Lucy up because I want to give them as part of today's Tell Me Something Good. Thank you. And I need to hear an aha or a thank you about what they did for you last couple of weeks. Who they met with in this room. Thank you, Carrie, so much. Can you give me an appreciation?
Yes, so I had a problem. What was I doing? Oh, it was a contract. I had a contract, but it was a Saturday night. It was late. Sam answered my text messages, helped me work through my problem, and I felt so bad that it was a Saturday night.
Well, and the only reason why I couldn't actually pick up and get a text is that I was breaking.
While you're breaking.
Well, Crowley is cool as a dad, but then you realize that like your kids love it and they have a taste like.
We have this conversation. My
You know
daughter.
why you should have read like, sir? Because you provide value here with value. That's true. Lots of credit. I don't understand it.
Amazing, and it gives me opportunities to teach with her and like bring value to all of our agents, and all of the tidbits that I've learned from Command. The speed class I thought was amazing. Speed dating on Command was so awesome. I learned like 15 tricks that day that I didn't already know about.
The love is completely mutual, so thank you for all.
So y'all are the best. There you go.
We never do that again. I think you don't come. Yeah, so we want to get Mike back on schedule if it's possible. We said a couple quick announcements. We have some classes coming up. Tomorrow, in the midst of everything that's going on tomorrow with the Michael Gray class, as well as Eric Hoffman, we're doing our AI class as well. That one is on Zoom. So if by chance you like break your leg tomorrow, you can't go to all those other classes. It will be recorded, so don't feel like you have to jump out of it. So we'll post that in the Georgia Legacy group. But that's the AI for the agents. That's like our intro class for AI. That's gonna be the one on Zoom, and I'm sure that we'll do that one again. I think there's less competition for seats. And then we are excited that we are teaching here on Thursday in person for what class, Lucy?
Growing your database. So now that everyone has 201 contacts in your database, now we're gonna teach you how to farm.
That's the language I want you to speak. Yeah. 1001.
1001 in your contact. But we're gonna teach you how to farm specific neighborhoods that you want to, and how to get that information.
So we're gonna pull up MLS. We're gonna show you how to pull your neighborhood, all the contact information, get that from Command, and get those on smart plans and other cool campaigns, so you can actually go beyond that 201 to get it out.
Okay.
Is that on
Swim as well? That's Thursday from 10 to 12.
Yeah, here.
In person?
In person.
Pretty sure it's
Yeah.
Thursday. 12.
Yep. Yeah.
And here in person, Nick, are we gonna zoom that too? Yep. Okay, there we go.
Yes, we'll do it.
Cool. And we're gonna film it. It's gonna be on YouTube when we're done, right? But I want guys come to the class because it creates energy. It's boring talking to one. You guys have no idea what Tuesday mornings do for me. Like this is my drug. I think I told somebody this morning, it's the best heroin you can have. And I don't know. You guys you have no idea. You know, when you go to church, and you sit in there and there's no one there, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna cover that pastor. Like, you know, But then if you go to like, I don't know what's the happening in church. Your point, like the energy's so high in the music, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So I do ask y'all if you can schedule in your class, and there's a lot of stuff to go on, so you have to look at your calendar. Don't be the smart agent broke. I can't stand that. Like, don't be broke. Like I told Matt, like, you gotta hire somebody that can do the stuff so you can shake hands with babies. That's what you do.
Well, and Mike, to that point too, I mean, we made a change probably a year ago that like when you come to our classes, like they're all workshops. If you didn't realize that.
Yes,
like,
sir.
We get into action. So it's technically lead generation time that we're getting into. So bring your computers, we'll get into it. Cool.
So while you're at your tech side, you're gonna bring your productivity side. Enrique charged the storm. Here we go. Morning, morning, everyone. Gotta be all, business like. Cool hair. So who was the chart master? That's right. Oh my goodness, that wasn't everyone, okay? So if you were not there, you missed it, right? But the people that were there, was that a good amount of information? Yeah. What's the only downside to Chartmaster? And most of it is great. What is it?
It's basically outdated as soon as you get it.
Exactly, right? It serves you for this week and a little bit of next week, maybe even halfway through the month, and then it's all news, right? Now, I still want you to keep it in hand because it's a story, right? But what I want you to do is use it. Now, who's really gonna go and take Chartmasters with you to your next presentation, and you're gonna do an Andy and Leslie type presentation to you? You are.
Yeah, one thing I did too, though, I looked at the charts that they said were so important, but then I go into the instance part, and I can show them their neighborhood, not just the bigger back.
Exactly, and the whole thing is exactly you would do that, right? However, and this is, if you've been to any of the classes that I teach, the sessions that we have, I like simplicity. Right? Now, you need chart masters sometimes, yeah, definitely, right? Because you're gonna have that statistics master's degree from Georgia Tech that wants to see everything, right? And then it fits right in. But what do you do with the rest of the people that don't need all of that information? Right? How do you narrow it down? How do you simplify chart masters and explain it? And not only that, but update it on a monthly basis, so you can actually go in and have a decent conversation with your potential sellers. And guess what? Also your potential buyers, right? Because they also want to know what's going on in the market, right? So let me show you, we throw a few things together, and you can copy the format, you can bullet point it, just keep it simple and keep the data simple. Now, one of the things that I took away from the numbers this time, I didn't go 3 months, I went 2 months. Right? Because wasn't January kind of weird? Right? So when did we see the rebound? February and March, right? So let me show you what that looks like. So go ahead. So in February and March of 2023, the numbers are the average, right? And this is 4 counties. This is the Cap, Cobb, Fulton, and Gwinnett. Okay? The number of residential sales averaged 3840 in those 4 counties per month, right? Which is a decrease of 27.7% from previous year, same period. However, sales rebounded from January 2023 with an increase of 34.2 in total home sales. The median sales price for single-family residential properties was $387,000, representing an increase of 1.8% from last year. The average sales price in February and March of 2023 was $461,500, up 4.4 from the prior year. If you haven't noticed, we're back to that 4%, 4.4, 4.5% average increase in price. Okay, at least we're keeping track. Next slide, if you don't mind. Supply and demand. So this is a simple way for you to explain that, right? Atlanta's area's housing inventory average 9,230 units in February and March, representing an increase of 39.9 or 40% from the same period in 2022. However, new listings total only 5,416, down 22.8 from last year and down 5% from the prior month. As a result, the month supplies over a 12-month period decreased to 1.7. Remember, we were talking about chart masters and they said 2 months? That's the average for the 3 months. But if you actually take out January, we're lower to 1.7, at least in those 4 counties. Now, can you bring it down even further? Yeah, you can keep it to the county, you can keep it to Gwinnett only. So you look at the numbers and you add it to the last 2. Or in some cases, you just look at the last month. Because if there is such a discrepancy from month to month, then the data gets skewed, right? Now, this trend indicates that inventory levels are still a challenge for buyers. It is a better buyer's situation nowadays, a little bit more flexible, but it's still a seller's market, right? Despite increase in inventory. Next slide.
Well, okay, so when do we make it, when does it become a balanced market? Can anybody answer that question?
6 months.
You got it? That's right, that's right. So, largest Metro County sales comparison, that's the 4 counties, right? February, March 2023, the largest Metro counties in terms of sales were Cobb, DeKalb, Fulton, and Gwinnett. Fulton had the highest total units sold at 858 average in February and March, right? With a median sales price of 415. And Gwinnett had the second highest units sold at 729 average for February and March, with a median sales price of 390. Okay?
So let me ask you a question then. So if someone sells a $400,000 house, typically, what do they buy? More. Let's just say 500. Do the math in your head and do 3%. 12, 15, that's $27,000 in an hour and a half. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in the greatest career there is out there. That's all.
Thanks for keeping it real. Had a total of 600, and we just referenced that 636 units average with a median sales price of 400, and the DeKalb had a total of 563 units sold with a median sales price of 349. Overall, all 4 counties show an increasing median sales price from the prior year in the same period. Next slide. So what do these trends mean for sellers and buyers? The Atlanta housing market is still experiencing a shortage of inventory, but that's something that you need to tell, right? Despite increasing housing units for sale, this means that buyers are still facing a competitive market and should be prepared to act quickly on properties that they're interested in. Additionally, buyers may need to consider properties that require some work, as move-in-ready homes may be in short supply. On the other hand, sellers can benefit from the current market conditions by pricing their homes competitively and preparing them for sale. This is not an overpricing market by any means. If you price it right, the condition is there, the property will sell, right? With a low inventory of homes for sale, sellers may receive multiple offers. We can't guarantee that, right? Other properties and potentially sell their homes above asking price. Okay, so this is the message. This is the chart masters conversations that you have. Now, somebody wants more information, you pull chart masters. You show the spreadsheet, right? You provide the data. But in most cases, this is all they need. Right? Next slide. Forecast. And I will start by telling you that my crystal ball broke a long time ago. Okay. We can forecast, kind of like the weather, right? We can say, listen, it looks like we're gonna have a busy 30 days. It looks like we're gonna have a lot of rain, right? We can do that short term, but if we're gonna do that, we have to keep an eye on the numbers, right? So the Atlanta housing market, and this is news for you to share with your clients, has shown positive signs of rebounding in February and March 2023 after a decline in sales in the previous year, according to the Atlanta Board of Realtors. Right? So now you're citing a third party that's providing that information, right? Despite increasing the numbers of active listings,
The month's supply, which measures inventory versus the number of homes sold, has been trending lower over the past few months and is now down to 1.7 months. Now, is that gonna change? You mentioned, it could go lower, it could go a little higher, and keep an eye on it, right? Average sales prices are now back to Metro Atlanta's historical appreciation levels, reflecting a 4.4 increase over the previous years. The increase in prices can be attributed to the low inventory levels and the changes in mortgage interest rates. My question to Shelter, you guys looking like, have they settled? And I'm talking about the perception of buyers regarding mortgage rates.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and if we need to buy, that's what we're gonna get, right?
Yeah.
So we're past the, oh my goodness, the sky is falling, right? Next slide. And we continue with the forecast. And this is now you citing the National Realtors Association, right? According to the National Association of Realtors, Atlanta is the top real estate market in 2023. Good news, guys. Where are you selling? Where are you looking to buy? Atlanta, right? Among the 179 metro areas analyzed by NAR, it was the only one to meet all 10 indicators such as housing affordability, employment condition, and population growth. We haven't. We're in the best market that there is at this time. Take advantage of it, right? The Atlanta metropolitan area continues to be more affordable than the majority of US regions, with more than 20% of renters able to afford an average home purchase, according to a report. Let that sink in for a minute. Thoughts? What do you see, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, affordability, we've been undervalued for years, us, Alabama, Mississippi. So we are going up though. I understand that.
So, but this is good news. This is something you want to share. And the last slide. The job market, and this is nationwide, right, is healthy with Apple, Microsoft, and Visa among the major West Coast tech corporations opening offices here in the metro area. Consequently, the region experiences huge migration gains and rapid population growth, leading to a surge in housing demand. According to the Atlanta Realtors Association, it is still a seller's market, so sellers who have waited and or are prepared to sell can still realize profits over prior years.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's the best there is. You put in, we have beaches, we have lakes, we have mountains. You say, well, so does North Carolina. Well, North Carolina's still real cold, and they're gonna stay colder than we are. So you have an opportunity, and we don't have, alligators.
Good, right? Are you sharing the news? What are you gonna do with this information?
You know what I think though, Enrique, there's two types of people. You got me,
Like termites.
yeah, well, I'm a subtrain, I guess I did it different. But my point is, I think there's two types of people, and I was checking out the audience, and I know Renee's been the topic today, so I used her. I saw Chuck back there, and who I know that are numbers, that Georgia Tech, that engineers that want to hear that. But then you have me. And I laugh at this when I say this statement. I want somebody to tell me in the least amount of time you're gonna sell my house for the most amount of money. Period. Don't need all. I just need to know when you're gonna do it and what your marketing will look like. So just, you gotta know your audience when you go in there. You go and deal with a $5 million house and you come in like me, he might go, dude, you're way too much for me. Good, I don't know, I just didn't know your audience.
Exactly. If you ever walk in, it's happened to me in the past, right? You walk into a listing appointment and they say, we're doing signing. Don't tell them you need to do a presentation. To do the presentation, if they're asking you for stats, if they're asking you to validate why you're pricing or suggesting pricing in a particular way, otherwise you're ready. That's all.
And if you say, go with my price, I'm gonna get you out here, no, we're over time. You go with my, you say, Miss Seller, your price is 300, it's worth 275. I'm gonna go with you. It's still 2 months supply. You could be right, or you could be wrong. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna do a price modification. Melissa, 300 in 10 days, it's gonna automatic to 290. Trying to keep remembering. And then it automatically gonna go to 280 and then 275 automatically. So we're not gonna have this coming to Jesus meeting every single week or 10 days. Is that cool? You good with that? You ready to get a listen? Now you my girl, let's go. It's a team though. You gotta keep your house clean. I can't have your dirty laundry everywhere, your bed undone. You gotta make this thing look beautiful. And the weeds outside. Price, condition, and location is very important. And we're a partnership. It ain't what I can do, it's what we can do as a togetherness to get this thing sold at the least amount of time for the most amount of money. Are you okay with that? Girl, that's all you gotta do.
So the part then.
I didn't hear what. Yeah. No one wants to see that. No one wants your dirty laundry. No one wants to see. So you gotta have these good conversations. But what did you notice when I was talking to Naya?
I loved your tie down at the end.
Cool.
Like you solidified it and cemented it at.
Cool. What else? did
And
you notice?
you brought.
I'm confident as all get out. I'm your guy.
Right.
Mark Spain's got his big team. Well, honey, he's got 100 listings and 50 of them fail, and you're one of the 50 that fail. You're all I got. It's me and you, girl. Let's get this sold. I'm not gonna be that guy. If you know what I'm saying, you guys have got to go out and get these listings. I'm tired of driving on these neighborhoods and not seeing them. Our names on them or somebody else. It's our territory.
I thought you said they had haters and.
Are you going? We're done. All right, you know, appreciate you. I appreciate you taking your time. I do not take your time lightly. I know y'all, some of y'all think it because we're over an hour and a half, but I get it.
Okay, classes this week, today, we've got caravan today at 11 o'clock from 11 to 1, go see Kim. Information is on the flyer and park on that, I think it's 6.55 Fulton Bridge Road. Tonight, if you know anybody looking to get into real estate that needs to get their license, have them join my pay score meeting. I can send you the Zoom link if you need it. If you've gotten it in the past, that Zoom link is always the same.
Can I stop you? I'm gonna interrupt you. Who in here is married or has a partner? Is your significant other has a real estate license? No, they do this. Lucy, why? You're seen as, see, ladies and gentlemen, Keller Williams is the greatest company out there, and here's why. You're seen as one. Husband and wife are one, but one. Why don't you have your license and then you can profit share underneath it, run it through your company? Send me after if you want to know more about what I'm talking about. K-Score, we give it to you for free. It takes 6 months to get it, and it's like a college degree. Once you got it, you ain't gotta get rid of it. Or whatever you use it.
Say tomorrow, we've got the 3 CE class here with Midnight Going Gray. That is the third part in a three-part series. You don't need to have gone to 1 and 2 to enjoy part 3. Also tomorrow at the North Atlanta Market Center, as is the KW part there in Kaufman, if you're looking at growing your downline and profit share, that's what he specializes in. He talks about how to talk to people, just what it means and how to just different ways to grow that wealth and that.
Well, I have my guest have a guest today. Bill's still here. Me and my buddy been in business together since like 2005. How long have we been in business together? 2010. 10. I'm sorry, I had it 5 years on this. That's because the grade kind of threw me off. We knew each other before 2010. That is correct. You did meet me at midnight. But so, and he is a big profit share guy. He's here visiting me today, checking out what we do. So you want to see him. What do you average a month in profit share? About 5,000 to 6,000. Okay, my little rental property that I paid for me about $500. We need to see me after we talk. There you go.
Also on Wednesday is artificial intelligence with real estate agents. That is with Sam and Lucy, right? That's with you guys. That one is on Zoom only. Bilingual contracts is Wednesday afternoon at 1:30. And then Thursday, tech appointments with Tyler and then Sam and Lucy again. That AI that is from 10 to 12, it's in person, it will be on Zoom as well, and that Zoom link, it was on the newsletter and it will go out again on Thursday. This is information on Aaron Kaufman, this is tomorrow. Oops, ignore that. I didn't pull it down far enough.
Look at there, I want our office to be known as the Building Wealth Company We got Aubrey Bailey coming through Cash Flow Club, creating financial freedom and generational wealth.
And then right at, that is May 3rd. On May 4th, Andy will be doing his monthly Millionaire Real Estate Roundtable. That is May 4th. And everybody on your table has a flyer for Quantum Leap for young adults. This is for anybody that you might know that has a young adult ages anywhere between 18, 24, can go a little bit on either side of that age. It is it's a day worth of teaching kids about entrepreneurship, about building their own wealth, things that you don't necessarily learn in school anymore. It's a great, great, great class. It is for Georgia Legacy Group and anybody. It could be your family, it could be your clients, it could be your neighbors, it could be for whoever. Flyer with more information is on there. We talked about Red Day. That's it.
Art, take us away, buddy.
Yes, sir. Well, good morning, beautiful people of Chatton North, and happy Gratitude Tuesday. It's another wonderful day to be alive, isn't it? So a word of encouragement is let's watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Watch your words, for they become your actions. Watch your actions, for they become your habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. Watch your character, because they become your destiny. And what we think, we become. So let's think big, aim high, act bold. Peace and love. Be out.
Have a great day. Thank you all. Cat, what you got?
Parked out there right now, and you're not having to stage a lot, but sometimes you have that customer or client that you go in and their house is a mess and you need some help, you don't want to be the bad guy. I can do that. I do vacant staging. I do go in, rearrange things, declutter. So, I mean,
See Kathy. Thank you.